Hello everybody, and today we're going to talk about the season review of Kamen Rider Gavv and my overall thought. This will be kind of unscripted because I'm just going to go over my own thoughts, especially since I don't have really much to be talking about right now because, to be honest, I'm going to go unscripted because I have a lot of things to say. So first things first, let's start with what do you think about a theme for this season? I believe the theme for this season is, for the third episode, it is like the theme I came up with, pretty much finding your own happiness as well as trying not to steal the happiness of others. I was with characters like Shoma and Mane pretty much preaching about it. Also seeing how Dark Tree can be seen as a metaphor for instant gratification. And that's how I saw Dark Tree, like instant gratification that won't last forever compared to Shoma's power of coming from snack. Which is pretty funny if you think about it. That they're actually instant gratification, you know, before you eat a meal. Eat a snack before you eat a meal will be instant satisfaction. Only to be different because the fact that he actually gets the power of sharing with people around him that make him special compared to the Dark Tree where it's all about yourself and just eating it for yourself and nothing at all that you don't want to share at all. What makes it different for the fact that his power of comes with sharing it with others, especially when it comes to the final form of Lucky and Hunter with what they said about sharing. I don't making his final form an extra final form, pretty much showing that the antithesis of the little message that I think I came up with. Another thing I really talk about, probably the thing about family. But it's just the fact that family members are pretty much just being a thing at all. Especially since Lango pretty much killed their own dad, and all the Stone family pretty much tried to use themselves in order to one-up each other, especially with the fact that they don't really technically like themselves too much until like the very end. It's a little concerning and confusing because due to the fact that I have some problem with the Stone family, pretty much not getting that much development, but I'll talk about that later in this season review. But it's just the fact that, you know, the fact that Lango told Shoma that his birth doesn't matter, it shouldn't have been born, but then considering the fact that he later revealed that yeah, his birth mattered because a bunch of people would not be here without him. So yeah, his birth is actually important. I would say the storyline that the plot was pretty good. Actually, progression was an interesting way from first to second act, especially for transitions from the second act to the third act with Suga dying and then leading to Joldak. I think that was a pretty good way to transition. My only complaint is probably the last few episodes and the last arc. I didn't hate the last arc until like the last 10 episodes, I guess, when Suga came out as a zombie. That's when I started to have some problems with the show. I started to have kind of weird way to actually still try to keep up. Don't get me wrong, there's still a good moment here and there, but I still think that it could have definitely had used more help, keep my interest. Especially since Jeep actually disappeared for like 12 to 13 episodes, popping back up when the Jogger gets introduced. And also the thing about Suga being dying and then never coming back, especially that Suga has a lot of things, which I'll probably talk about later, because yeah, Suga has a lot of things that never get resolved. And the fact that Boca Lizelle, especially since Lizelle actually stayed alive, I feel like she had a lot more story to do in the final episode, and pretty much just set up for her own Visa neck with Hanta. And especially since every Starling family only had like few episodes of development when they're about to die. That's when they actually got a development, compared to actually like, you know, Jeep, who actually were able to stick around for a couple episodes. I actually saw a transition. So a little bit concerning about the fact how he transitioned from, you know, not liking Lizelle to liking her, but I'll talk about that when we talk about characters. I feel like some of the things about this story is that the pacing wasn't really that well when it came to the last few episodes. I felt feeling underwhelmed with the final with Lango versus Shoma. I feel like Lango has a weird type of motivation, a character motivation to go with Shoma to make it look like a foil, while it, like I said, for every Song family, it should have been introduced way more earlier into the story. I mean, the final was okay, but I just feel like it could be using more. Especially with the whole thing about, you know, Shoma never revealing that he's actually Masaru's nephew, or the fact that Lucky had to fake out dead, that doesn't really impact me that much. Also the fact that, you know, all the math disappearing never caught international news. Like, why is that? That would be interesting to see. But I'm not gonna complain about that. Let's talk about the characters. So let's talk about that. First off, Shoma. I love Shoma. Ever since the first episode saying that he doesn't care about the fact that he called a monster in the first episode. Also giving Grandu a chance to stop eating Dark Tree and like stop hurting people. And always see that, yeah, they actually never really succeeded. Except for Rojo in that one episode where he's actually agreeing that he wants to stop eating Dark Tree, but was just lying about it. I kind of wish that he actually was telling the truth, or Nar Grandu was telling the truth. It would have been interesting to see how that would have affected. Also, I like Shoma. I just like Shoma interacting with everybody else. Especially his whole theme about trying to find his own happiness from the beginning of the show. Especially in a new world. He need to find happiness in a new world that is very unfamiliar to him. Only heard the story from his mom. And it's pretty sad the thing that he never actually learned too much from bad things from bad people, because consider like the episode 3 or the first time he actually learned about bad people were actually like affecting him, could actually started to think of how robbing somebody's happiness could actually come to something that he doesn't like. And I do like that episode is very important to start playing out the rest of the season, like all stepping over people's happiness. But the thing is that I really do like Shoma. I like him. I do like the BO coded with Hanta, because to be honest, yeah, they're boyfriends. They're just their boyfriends. Come on, guys. Literally carrying him in that one episode and then Hanta feeding him that they're their boyfriend. Also, I like the whole interaction with the fact that Lango telling him that he shouldn't be born, but then the episode revealed that he actually is glad to be born, especially with all the people he met and all their interactions, showing that he's actually bird actually had made a difference, not just to him and all the people around him, but also the other characters like Hunter and Lakia. They have also been affected by it. If it wasn't for Shoma, they probably wouldn't have been in this situation anymore. I would say power-ups probably pretty cool. The fact that they only come with happiness and savoring the moment, savoring the food, also savoring the feeling of actually feeling happy and excited. It feels weird with a special power up because I do like that Keiki is the most special of them all. Yeah, Keiki is the most special because it was actually the first time actually baking and making it sweet. And to see how it actually continued for the rest of the season about the fact that all about baking and everything and making sure they're always together. I would say that my only complaint about the power-ups is probably Blizzard. Because Blizzard Swordburn feels weird. It doesn't feel like a special super form. Because due to the episodes you get just making him eat food when he's sick to maybe cure him and all that. It just feels more like a form changer rather than a super form because of the fact that the whole episode portraying it. It's a little weird. But I do think the over and master mode does fit well with Shoma. Especially said the whole thing about forgiveness and all that. Because I do like the fact that he actually tries to interact with the stomach. Well, he tried to get them on his side, like the siblings in the flashback, and weirdly Lango, especially near the end about the whole thing that they're related and actually foiled to one another. But I don't really believe that one bit that Lango was a foil to Shoma. And also the fact that he actually said forgiveness to Dente, or the fact that he pretty much affected her by him. That's pretty good. I do like Shoma. I like him as a main character. I think he represents pretty well the story themes and the motivation of it. I think he's a really good main character for this story. I like him a lot. The one thing I do like, the fact that he never actually revealed that he's actually Masaru's nephew. Like, that's the one thing I'm disappointed with the show with Shoma and Masaru, with the fact that, yeah, they never actually revealed that he's actually his nephew, like they're related. And the whole thing to come from it, like just happy and just hugging and all that. Like, I really want to see a hug between Masaru and Shoma. Like, come on, guys. And also to talk about Michiru, his mom. Like, come on, guys. I really wanted to see a hug between them, or just a reaction to them. I don't like the fact that it was done off screen. Needed to see that differently. Also, the whole bright treats, and also, like, I think that should be introduced earlier than just the last episode. That's what I think right now. It should have been introduced earlier. I think the fact that helping Granus get over their addiction should have been a positive solution to Shoma. It should have been introduced much sooner. So that it actually has a relevance to the plot, but still, I think he's still good enough. Like, I still love the fact that he wants to still help people. You know, trying to make them find their own happiness. Especially that most of the Granus are just stuck in this world now. So yeah, pretty good that he actually helping them out. I really do like that. Next though is my favorite character, Hunter. He's my favorite character throughout all of Rider. I actually do relate to him a lot. I actually relate to Hunter a lot because of the fact that he always, especially this Soji and every other character, seem to call him out of the fact that he always, like, never thinks before he acts. He's just going on emotion. But even then, throughout the whole season, we see him grow little by little to the point that he actually feels better over the fact that he actually starts to actually think and analyze a situation and actually fit to the situation that his mentor Soji was in the beginning and in the last episode. The fact that he actually wants to help Granus now and want to hear their side of the story first before he actually starts attacking them in that way. I do love to see. I love that about Hunter. He does actually feel to be growing. I do think that there was a little weird moment with the middle part with him actually being mad at Shoma, the fact that his mom is dead and that Shoma knew about it. But I do like the fact that he knew that it's actually wrong. Shouldn't blame Shoma. He should be blaming somebody else, not Shoma, even though he's taking anchor of Shoma. I do like that about that. Because I do relate to Hunter a lot. Not the fact of the whole, mother dying and kidnapping thing about that. No, just the whole emotion shit before thinking. I like this review right now, just thinking about emotion, not without a script. I'm just going through my own feeling. I will say though, I love the BL moment. Especially with the director saying that he needed to act like he just caught his partner cheating on him in that episode 20, I think. That's pretty funny. Also, how the actor's amazing. I just love his thing crying. I like it episode 28 when he's about to debut his final form. Which I think it should not be in final form, it should be in super form, but a little bit later. I just really do like the acting in that scene and everything like that. I do love it. It's a really good scene, actually. I do love that one. I love it a lot. I like Hunter. Hunter's the best. And his acting is pretty good. The actor, I can't wait to see the actor. I feel like this actor might actually be getting a lot more work after this season's over. Also like the fact that started out with hating Granus and then getting better over, like I said, just ending up with him listening to their side of the story first before attacking. I really do like that. I also like the fact that he actually was manipulated by Suga, but then he gets better of it. I do say though that it should have been better getting a final form, because to be honest, it always felt like weird his Frappe, the super form, is the final form in episode 28. Every like 22, 23 episodes, he doesn't get anything. I really wanted a final form maybe when Suga came back as a zombie and then like resolved it and then be able to defeat Suga. I also don't like the fact that, I do understand him and Jeep being foiled in the last episode to fight each other. It didn't really sell due to the fact that all of us started out with wanting revenge, especially with Hunter saying that they should stop the cycle of revenge. I really do like that, but I feel like he should have been the one to defeat Niev. I don't like the fact he never actually takes about fighting against Niev and winning against it, because in fact Niev was the guy who actually orchestrated the whole thing to kill his mentor Soji. I think that would have been interesting and cool to have him defeat Niev before, they have the whole blowing up theme. I'll talk about that later. And my disappointment of the most of the Starling family. But anyway, I still like Hunter a lot. He's a good character. I love this character. Other than that, we have Lakia, the guy who always says Daru every time. I like Lakia. I like that he actually started out having a fake personality and then slowly making his real personality, especially if you go with the treachery writer. I think that he was actually really cool. I love Lakia a lot. Not as much as the other two characters. I don't like that he always complained the fact that Han does all the emotion before thinking, but then that one episode when he's trying to find Komel's killer, that yeah, he does the same thing, that he actually is emotional before thinking. That's not right at all. Also, I like the fact that he actually started out as a villain and then over time started to always try to fix it. Like he always gets the presses back when he becomes a good person and then try to always rectify it because the fact that he feels guilty or the fact that he always trying to hurt people and need to help them out. I do like that about Lakia, the fact that he always trying to make sure he's doing the right thing, especially after he was always the guy causing so much problem. But this with Amane, because to be honest, I actually feel with Amane a lot. And especially I love the like that his toxin actually become an actual important factor into the plot. Especially since his relationship with Komel actually showing that he's not actually a bad person at all. Even in the past, even the present, that he's not a bad person, always related to the fact that he learns a lot from humans. To be honest, that's just the basic story of villains turning heroes in the Kamen Rider, because we see that a lot, them getting better with the human world and all that. Nothing really that different or special, but when it's done right like in this show. I just say though, a little bit weird that it's anticlimactic that you gotta fake out Gavv kind of in the last episode, but they came back unscathed, like it should not happen. Also, weird thing that he's been rivalry with Glota, because in fact Glota was the one that killed Komel. But a little weird considering the fact that yeah, I never really thought about Glota actually being the one to kill Komel, but at least it's still a nice episode and really good introduction to the fact that he actually had his final form. And unlike Shoma's final form, for Hunter's final form, his final form is a little bit different over the fact that his final form is happiness but through memory with Dente. But speaking of Dente, I really do like Dente. Dente about him. Like, I like the fact he doesn't actually want to kill Dente. Like, he wanted to kill Dente first for the dark street, but then he just accepted and all that and doesn't actually do it. And thanks to that generosity and kindness, he actually let Dente to make an antitoxin for his own poison. Which I love to see. I really do love the scene did about the happiness and kindness coming around to help them in the future. I like Lakia. I like Lakia a lot. Also, one thing that I forgot to mention about Honta, the fact that, yeah, really weird the fact that Honta actually had like a lot of problem with sickness with the Dark Valiant that never came back. Well, the Dark Valiant to come back. But they actually got heart attacks and all that, but then they curing it in one episode. Like, I don't like that at all. Should be a better pace for that. And now my favorite female lead, Amane. I am somewhat disappointed she never became a writer, considering the fact she's always tried to be the opening about wanting to be a writer. But one disappointment about Amane that we don't learn too much about her backstory, because other than the one episode and having a great awe, the fact that I think her parents are probably dead or something, I don't remember because that's the problem. She never gets explored a lot. And the fact that there's so many episodes showing her backstory, like the fact that she believes she's shallow, with the fact that she never knows that Lakia was hurting people. Like, she's shallow and all that. Like the fact that she wants to bring happiness to everybody, but we never have a backstory explain why she wants to do that. And the thing is, it would be really cool to see, because I like Amane. Like, I love her a lot. That she said there are multiple episodes. Like, even from the beginning, that she wants to go to scratch. Especially like episode 7 or 8, she actually get a paint can and just throw the ground of the episode. Which I really do like seeing more of. Like, I just like the fact she's just ready to scratch. Wanted to defend Shoma, wanted to actually go to the ground of the world to help save him. Like, I really wanted to see more of her and her backstory. But I love her a lot. I love Amane. Also the fact she had a bomb in one episode, but they never actually used it seriously against one of the ground. Still to the point, but still. I like her relationship. And the fact that she actually does lose somebody in this season with the Dente and actually feel the sadness from the other 3 writers. But I do love she actually framed the picture showing that she likes the time and memory with them. I really do like it. I just wish that there were more to her. I love her, but still. Other 2 characters, the Michiru. Michiru's okay. She's just the mom of Shoma. She's just there to show him like an element of the fact that she was a nice person and all that. Why he's a good person before she gets killed. I wish there were more flashback with her showing her human world, but still. The best is that human world is her brother Masaru, which is Shoma's uncle. As I mentioned before, I'm just disappointed that they never actually show that Masaru and Shoma were in love and their happiness and hugging and all that. And his reaction to the fact that his sister is dead. Another thing, he was so nice, and the fact that he would actually wait for his sister to come back, always really sad that he never was going to happen because of the fact that, yeah, his sister's dead. I just wish he really came to be more stuff with him. Especially said he actually wanted to help the writer in the last 3 episodes, but still, he's not bad, but I just wish there was more to do with Masaru. Other characters, like I said, Komel's okay. He's just there just to motivate Lakia and his motivation as a character, but he's just there to be killed off and look cute and get killed by Glota and just motivate Lakia and making Lakia realize Lakia acting this way. But like I said, he's okay. He does his part well. Other characters, Masago and Sei. Masago, like I said, I'm on a great aunt. She doesn't do much. She just 1 episode. Really want her to come back to actually help with Amane's backstory. I really wanted more of her. Say Hanta mom, like his mom's okay. Like, the fact that she actually showed that she actually is a good person trying to save Shoma when he actually thought he was kidnapped. Only realized he actually is a Granu and throws him away. Kinda want to see more backstory with Kanto, like the fact more flashback with him, other than the one flashback they always repeat of him throwing the ball and then seeing his mom get kidnapped. Want to see more to show why he loved his mom so much and why he made a difference to him. Oh well. Other thing is Soji. I like Soji. He's okay for Hanto's mentor and just the motivation of the fact that he actually leads Hanto to be a good writer. Also, the fact that always repeated the fact that he always should be calm and collected before taking action. Which you finally see Hanto take to heart in the last episode. I really do like that. Just wish it was actually more apparent throughout the whole season. I kinda wish he didn't die so soon, but oh well. Other character is probably Tente. Tente I think is pretty good. The fact that he always tried to make sure the Stomach family interact with Shoma, and the fact that he's always here just for Shoma's happiness and nobody else. He tried to modify Shoma's Gavv to help him out in order to protect him. Kinda wanted more to see with Shoma. I like Tente. I like his interaction with Lakia. The fact that he actually made Dark Tree and then regrets it and tried to help so much. I don't like the fact that he had so much fake out death until the real one. Kind of seem less impactful whenever he actually died. But I always like the fact that he wanted to make characters like Lotav in order to interact with Shoma and make them not be alone forever, but still. Kind of wanted more interaction with him with Dom and the falling out for why he didn't want to actually work for Dark Fate anymore. Or with Bolche. Like, I really want to see more of that. I like Dente a lot, but still, I want to see more from him. One character I actually do like is Kenji, who's a Lago, the guy who actually kidnapped Hanta's mom. Well, I do like those 2 episodes about the fact that Hanta actually learned to forgive him due to the fact that, well, it doesn't really forgive him, more like he can't actually continue the cycle of violence, because the fact that if he does, he's going to attack and make sure that the kid, Kenji taking over, will be sad. He doesn't want that for the kid and say that he'll do it now. To end the cycle. Which later becomes important in the last episode against him and Jeep and Sheeta. But I do think that it's a little weird considering the fact Lota kills him and then nobody ever calls back to it, never actually show what happened to his business, what happened to the kid taking care of him and all that. Like, come on, guys. But I do like the fact that he actually showed Hanta's final growth. And I feel like this could be a good introduction for a final form. Maybe this would have been pretty good for final form. With the cycle of stopping the cycle of violence and making it get into power up because of it. But anyway, yeah. I like the character for what it is, but still, I want to see him more. Or maybe make him introduced much earlier. During the same time Masaru to start to actually make us feel like something's wrong with him, sad that he actually died. Other characters finally is Suga. I love Suga as a villain. I feel like he should have been one of the final villains, not Lago. Because the fact that he has so many things, like the fact that he's creepy and crazy, always by experimentation, working with Niev, should have been expanded more. Because the fact we have so many loose plot points we never get resolved. Like the fact that he actually had a son in the flashback, but then never actually called him back to it. Also the fact he actually had made the bitter gas. And the fact that he actually made K, you know, the K program, supposed to be a monster that's supposed to be eternally alive or never feeling sickness or never dying, never all that. I just want to know what the whole K program was because with the drop plot point never came back. I also don't like that Suga came back as a zombie and did nothing. Like I feel like there could be so many interesting things for Suga to do in the last act. Especially with all the plot point with K, and maybe K actually coming into the Stomach family, maybe, or even if Jalda. Maybe they want to actually use Suga's research of making an eternal body so that they can live forever. Maybe for Boca to be president forever, or Lango to be the company forever, or Glota to be the company forever. Yeah, I feel like Glota's gonna be talking about her and all that in the Stomach family. Still though, like come on guys, we could do so many things with Suga, and just kill him off so early was probably not a good idea. The actor requested to be Kamen Rider bait, and they wrote it in, and I think they wrote it in pretty seamlessly, the fact that he became Kamen Rider bait. But still, like, come on guys, there could have been more to do with the Ultimate Life Form or that storyline, how it connect with happiness. Due to the fact that the Ultimate Life Form is eternal living, how do you have eternal life, how do you find happiness, which would be pretty good for the message of the story. I think the bitters are okay at just collateral damages for the characters to defeat. But I said none of them have a consistent personality, they're just clones of Shoma and then they just have different personality over and over again. Oh, the fact that we still have one bitter that never actually died. Like I do remember one episode where he had 2 bitters, but then the next episode we only see 1 bitter. And that 1 bitter died with all the bitter cloned by Lakia. But then we never saw the second bitter. Like what happened to the second bitter? Did we forget that there's just 2 bitters and that there's 1 roaming around? Whatever happened to that guy? They gotta finish that plot line. Come on, guy. Now we talk about the most controversial thing with the Stomach family. Guy, I gotta agree. Yeah, the Stomach family, they're okay. They just wish that there were more to do with them. Because in fact, most of their characteristics only came in the last 2 episodes when they're about to die. One thing is Zom, the grandpa. I would have wanted to know more about Zom before he actually never talked about again. Like the fact that Zom was the one who created the company and they actually finding the door space, never explained how he found the door space, and then using human as spy. I want to know more about how he turned human to spy and how did it actually reveal to the fact that yeah, he should have been the evil villain and all that, but still. Want to know more about him. Same with Bolche. I really want to know more about the fact that he met Michiru and decided to have a child with her. Because isn't it a little bit weird the fact that he actually met Michiru and then forced her to marry him and that, you know, the forceful implication that I can't really say because of YouTube. And the fact the kids show, so they can't really say too much. But yeah, any adult, like, we're all adults. We understand what it means to be forcefully to a person to make her have a child with him. And then we never show him again. Like, he dies by Lango's hand being poisoned. And even then, it doesn't seem to be that good that Shoma doesn't like him at all. Like, there were no good moments to show why he actually should have liked him and why he and his mom would actually pretty much not feel like prisoners. Because of the fact that there were so many instances, like he ignoring Shita and Chief and the rest of the family, trying to help Shoma out to make him strong. That's the reason why he allowed Dente to experiment on him with the Gavv, but still. Like, why that? Wait, doesn't allow the potential, although the fact he was running the company to the ground and why he make Lango kill him for his birthright, but still, like, come on, guys. There's so much to do with bullshit. Now we get to the rest of the sibling with his Lango. I don't really like Lango that much. He's just a generic enough villain. To be fair, all the Stone family are generic, to be honest. Character archetype, but they still could have played it out pretty well because the fact that Lango's motivation about the fact that he never actually smiled once, but only in the last episode, but then never actually said in the rest of the season, like, I think that was a missed opportunity with the pacing of this show. Because in fact, just like the rest of the Stone family, he's only had 2 episodes of development when they're about to die. Or the fact that he just had, like, a meme. Like, the fact that Japan has a meme about him not knowing anything what's going on. He was saying, like, repeating what happened last episode, and I think it's pretty funny to see. But, like, come on, guy. That could have so much to do with Lango. About the fact that he actually see his dad wait away his birthright to make him kill him. The fact that he show him how to wait the space shootings he should be born. But I just think it's too little too late to do anything with him in the last episode. I kind of wish that if this was going to be the case, why didn't we just kill him off? We should have killed him off in the final form debut. But that he had wings. Like, he has wings, and he never used it until the last episode. I'm like, why? Just so you get the power up, right? The judge having wings. Like, come on, guys. Growth is the most interesting to me, even though she is fairly basic as well for a character, but I think she actually is the most interesting that we could do with the theme of the story. Basically, even for the early on, we can show her actually caring for her sibling, looking after the twin, and then worry about Jeep when Cheetah's dead, wondering where he is, so you can look after him. I do think she was actually the best one to give her for the theme about family and happiness, and finding your own happiness, but she actually continued to deny it over and over again. I feel like she could have been the final villain, because they've actually had some relation with Shoma and Lakia, especially Lakia, because they've actually killed Komel, but they're wondering why that was brought up so late. They could have brought us earlier so that we can have Lakia crashing out more. Like, come on, guys. I feel like she was the more indication that we can make her the final villain, but still. Especially since she's all about trying to bring the Stoic family back to life and make the Stoic family be eternal. And we can see that with the fact that, yeah, she wanted to actually bring them the family name back. It could have worked probably with Suka's plot of K being eternal life and all that. I have like story element right there, but still, yeah. I like Lota, but still, do more for her. She should have died. Like, we could have her alive for a couple episodes. Niev is weird. Niev has a lot of plot and moved the plot forward with the fact that he worked with Suga so they could trade information and make sure that he actually created Hanta and Lakia. I just think he's not that smart of a character. Like, he's a smart character, not really to be smart, because the fact that isn't it weird that he gave like the driver to Lakia but never had a fail safe, kind of like the scientist guy with Ryoma. I think that's the name of car guy. Like, he was like a smart scientist to actually make a fail safe and actually have a self-destruct button on his driver if they ever decide to go rogue. Why didn't they do that here too? It may make it easier for him to meet with Lakia, meet with Dente, so he can fix it. I also think that he's a little weird, the fact that he actually was introduced in monster form so late. I feel like his monster form should be introduced during the Suga arc of the Bitter Gavv. I think that would be more probably a play to reveal his monster form. Also, the fact he never actually, like, he dies pretty easily and a little bit underwhelming. The fact he actually exploded, wondering how Boka was able to manipulate the bomb to make it actually die like that. I don't know. Also, the fact that he actually kills Soji and Hanta never gets revenge against Soji. Like, come on, guys. They can make more for that. I would want more about Niev. Jeep and Shita, they're okay. Shita not that much because Shita dies very early on. To be honest, Shita and Jeep just swap places. Nothing would have changed to the story. Shita would have been acting exactly like Jeep. I also feel like it's pretty underwhelming the fact that he's all about revenge, and then disappear for 13 episodes. And then never come back. Like, come on, guy. Also, the fact that he actually becomes a Dark Rider, maybe as a foil 2 to 3 Rider, that he keeps going over and over again wanting power, becomes Bitter Gavv, but then, I don't know. It just feels really weird with the Bitter Gavv situation, because Magen becomes a Bitter Gavv. I think he should not be a Bitter Gavv. I think he should be somebody else, but I do like the fact that he at least introduced an idea with both a political party, but still. Like, come on, what about Jeep? I feel like he should be another, maybe Lango and Glota should be Bitter Gavs as well. No, but that also goes to get their characters. It's a little bit weird because it makes sense for Jeep to be Bitter Gavv because he's always desperation and want to actually take down Shoma no matter what. So, like, Also, really weird that he actually started caring for Lizelle in the last 2 episodes, 3 episodes, something like that. Like, the fact that he actually did not like her for the most part, and then all of a sudden he does, but, like, nothing changes. Especially that he'd be pretty weird and grossed out the fact that he keeps watching to Cheetah a lot of time when he actually fixes the core. And then nothing really too much done with it because he gets the Bitter Gavv, and then can't transform at all to cheetah. Like, and then it would feel like weird that that was a missed potential. We could actually see him go more and more crazy. And the fact that he actually brought his sibling Dev, like the fact he actually thought he killed Mango and then killing Glota indirectly. Like, come on, guys, that could be so much to do with Jeep, but it feels like a missed opportunity. And the fact that he got a little bare bone motivation to actually save Lisa and say that he understands cheetah, I think it would be much earlier, but still. Boca is okay. He does the obstacle to be taken down, and I mean, I do like the fact that he had a threat to the rider, but still, there could be more to do with Ground Society, because in fact, like I said, that Boca was an unpopular president in the common people. Because we don't see too much about the Ground Society to show the side effect of the villain, like the Dark Tree and the Ground going missing. That one thing it'd be interesting that we never got. What about the Granu Society? Like, we know some of them have family, right? What if they die and the rider taking their life? Wouldn't that be a little bit hypocritical for them to take away Granu's life, save them, but they really don't show the side effect of it at all? Boca could be a nice introduction to see the investigation or the fact that, yeah, something's up with the Stomach Inc. How weird that bunch of Granu were disappearing working for Stomach Inc. Also, the fact he had authority over the police, which you never see him ever use one. Would have been interesting to actually see him use authority to the police. Clever enough to use the Dark Tree for political power and all that, but still, I kind of wanted Monster Form or True Form to be revealed earlier than just the episode about to die. I mean, he does seem to like Lizelle, but not that much, because he says he knows her enough to throw away her gifts. Like, come on, guy. There could be more to do with Boca, but he just there for it. I don't know what to say about Boca. I don't really like him too much. About the power never get explained of like controlling people, because he's smart in some instances. Like, I do believe he had countermeasure against the body that he gave Niev to mind control people, but I don't think he's smart enough to make a couple Butler actually tamper with Niev's device to make him blow himself up. I don't think he was smart enough for that. I think that should not have been him, but oh well. I kind of want to see him actually be angry more and more time, because come on, guys. Last one is we have to talk about the character Lizelle. She's the worst. I don't like Lizelle. I mean, I love hating her when she first introduced, but as time goes on, I didn't like to hate her. I just hated her to hate her. And the fact that she's the only one to stay alive for the Visa neck, I don't like that at all. And the fact that she actually weirdly was attached to Jeep and then started to show that no, she had to care for him for some reason. Like, it's a little bit bad, a little weird. I don't get that at all. And also pretty weird that she became the president of Stomach Inc., but then never showed the side effect of the fact that he might be running the company badly. Like, come on, guys, there could be so much to do with this character, but well, I missed opportunity. I really want to see more for this show, but I don't like Lizelle. I think she was kind of weird. She probably should have died much sooner to motivate Boca and all that. I know that's another kid's fridging, but I don't care. As long as it works. It just works, because I do not like Lizelle. Oh well. I at least hopefully the Visa neck actually change my opinion or not. And then, well, you hear me complaining about all the thing that overall, I still like this season, like quite a lot actually. It had a lot of high, but had a lot of low. Rating wise, I'd probably give it a overall a 7.5 out of 10. I really do recommend this show for a lot of new time fans. Unlike last year where I said that maybe Gotchar was the season to introduce people. No, I think this might be I still think Gotchar was the season to introduce people. And then introduce it to Gavv, because Gavv would be a little bit too high, too action-packed, too really good with the action, directing pretty good. After, you know, the director led episode 46, the last episode he directed, that's why the action kind of fell off a little bit in the last 4 episodes. I think that would be pretty good to see, but yeah. I think it'd be perfect for introduction. And personally for me, I still don't, like I said, the ending really faltered for me and just made me not stick the landing, making me drop the show from first to third place. I still think Gotcha Saber is still my favorite Rainbow season, with Gavv being my third favorite Rainbow season. I still have a lot of things to love about it emotionally and all that, even with all my complaints and all that. I still love this season quite a lot. Anyway, what do you guys think? Do you have your own complaints about this season? I really want to hear about your complaints of the season. What do you like of the season? What do you hate about the season? I want to hear everything. Leave a comment down below and subscribe for more Kamen Rider content. At the time of recording, we're getting ready for Kamen Rider Zeztz next. Peace.